It had been a night of adventures. Katie discovered that if you tilt the lampshade the right way, it makes interesting shadows on the wall. Orbie found out that if you wiggle your fingers in front of the lamp, they dance on the wall too. And they both learned that everything in the room has a shadow. It was time for bed, and as they finished the story of the three billy goats grep, Katie asked if there were ever really trolls under the bridge like in the story. Dad smiled at her and told her it was just a fairy tale. He hugged her and hugged Orbie, and with that, he turned out the light. Katie told Orbie that the troll was pretty ugly, and Orbie agreed. Then she told him that she hoped she never went over a bridge where there was a troll. Orbie told her there was just a fairy tale, and soon he went to sleep. Katie thought about that troll a bit more. Then she rolled over in her bed to get down to the business of falling asleep. She thought she noticed something strange slipping quietly under the bed, and she gulped. She wasn't sure, but it looked an awful lot like the dirty, lumpy toes of a troll. Katie lay in bed for a minute and told herself trolls belonged in fairy tales. They weren't true. She peeked over the side of her bed again to prove to herself that nothing was there. But I have to tell you, when she looked, she thought there were two hairy hands sticking out. Katie felt all the little hairs on the back of her neck stand right up. She was afraid. She whispered Orbie's name until he woke right up. She told him that a troll had slipped into the room and was hiding under her bed. As you can imagine, Orbie was just shocked. He couldn't see anything from where he was hanging. He jumped down from the closet and raced over to the light. He flicked it on and looked at the floor. There was nothing there. Katie covered her eyes. Orbie tiptoed toward the bed. "It's gone," he burbled softly. Katie didn't even speak. She just pointed down, under the bed. Orbie cleared his throat and slowly and very carefully approached the bed. Katie peeked to see what was taking him so long, but the truth is, you don't mess around with trolls. He edged over closer to the bed and ever so slowly lifted up the covers that were hanging down. Nothing reached out and grabbed his feet, which he was very glad about. Slowly he bent down, expecting to see the very worst thing he'd ever seen in his life. But when he looked, he saw absolutely nothing. When Orbie told Katie this, she asked him to look again. It was there. She had seen it clearly. Orbie did peek again, but there was nothing. He gave Katie a kiss and told her it was just her imagination remembering the story. He turned out the light and jumped back up into the closet, and in seconds, Orbie was back to sleep. Katie told herself it was her imagination. She told herself that there was positively not a thing there. And then, to be sure, she snuck a peek. And as she looked down, she was sure a horrible, drooling face was looking right back at her. Katie shouted for Dad so loud that Orbie bumped his head on the wall in his surprise. Dad raced in. Katie was clutching her sheet and shaking in her bed. She explained about the troll, and I have to say that Dad was very surprised. He didn't even look under the bed at first. He just walked over and sat down. And he explained about the fairy tale stuff, but Katie wasn't even listening. She was worried that the troll would grab Dad's feet. Dad went down on his hands and knees. There was nothing there. Katie told him that Orbie had thought so too, but sure enough, he was wrong. To help Katie understand that there was really nothing there, Dad slid right under. Katie gasped when he did this. He disappeared for a moment, and Katie felt tears creeping up from her stomach. The troll would get him for sure. She peeked over the side of the bed, and a huge foot came out. Katie started to feel the tears winning and begin to snip, but the foot had pajamas, and the trolls certainly hadn't, so she knew it was Dad. He told her that he looked all over under the bed. Nothing, nobody, and certainly not a troll was there. Dad hugged and kissed Katie and told her to think of something fun so that she could sleep. As he turned out the light, Katie thought about splashing in the pool with her friends. And she thought about the special place under the willow tree, and She was about to think of something else when she thought she felt her whole bed dip down as if someone was leaning on it. When she opened her eyes, which I have to tell you was a very scary thing to do, she was positive. She saw the troll as clear as day. Katie screamed. Mom and Dad raced in. Katie was under her blankets and shaking. Dad started in with the same old explanation, but Mom stopped him. She whispered in his ear. He looked puzzled, but then left the room. Mom told Katie that it must be impossible to try to sleep with a horrible troll under the bed. Katie looked at Mom. Finally, somebody believed her. Katie told her how awful it was. Mom said that there was a way to get rid of scary things. Orbie looked at Mom and wondered why she didn't realize there was nothing under the bed. But Mom wasn't going near the bed until the troll was gone. Mom told Katie that she had learned a little trick when she was a young girl. There had been a snapping dragon under her bed at the time. Katie gasped. Mom told her that you had to put a brown paper bag with a carrot in it on the floor facing the bed. Scary things just love carrots because carrots help them see in the dark. Dad brought in a carrot and a paper bag. Mom set it up. Katie pointed out that the troll was much bigger than the paper bag. Mom smiled as she rattled the bag and said that trolls shrink themselves so they can sneak in and eat the carrot. Mom explained that you need to be hugged while the troll is shrinking, so everybody piled onto Katie's bed, toes nowhere near the floor, and waited. In a minute, Mom picked up the bag and raced right outside to put it in the garbage bin. The troll was gone. Katie smiled. For the first time since she'd tried to sleep. She thanked Mom and rolled over. Within 2 minutes, she was asleep. Katie's troll never, ever came back, and nothing scary ever appeared under her bed again. If you feel as though you have something scary under your bed, ask your mom or dad to help you get rid of it too. If you try this method or something like it, I promise it will work, and you'll sleep soundly from that day on.